So the reason why there's so many older single people now is because there is not enough feminine energy in our um, consciousness and in the collective consciousness. Um, and by feminine energy, I don't mean women doing dishes or whatever these like cartoonish ideas of femininity based on the past 100 years or whatever. I'm talking about femininity um, purely in juxtaposition to the other pole of masculine energy, where masculine is doing, feminine is being. Um, Masculine is grunt work, feminine is creativity. So in the past, there was this dynamic of a relationship between a man and woman in which the man would go to work and the woman would kind of keep the house. Um, but really, what that relationship was, if it were to flourish, is the man is doing, he's gone at work all day, earning an income, earning energy. He's taking in energy. And the woman is cultivating a life for the two of them. She's being creative in the ability to create a nice life for the two of them. In theory, that's the balance. Man accumulating energy in the form of income, woman deciding how that energy and her time can cultivate the most pleasant life for them. It's not a bad dynamic because one has a little bit of space for creativity, um, and there is work to do at home too, particularly if you have children. If you have children, the dynamic sort of changes, but if there's no children, you're going to have some space for creativity. To You could, in theory, a woman could meditate for a couple hours a day, exercise, do things that keeps her mind in a good place, things that keeps her looking good, feeling good about herself, that allows her body to be in a creative space. So, in terms of the chakras, if you want to look at it this way, I'm going to say the male is the lower, base necessity, doing what you need to cover your base necessity, the root. Do you have enough eat? Are you secure in being able to do the basic needs, eating, drinking water, feeling safe when you sleep at night? That's the masculine job. The feminine job is the crown chakra, um, being real efficient in uh, energy usage in a way that she can cultivate that life, right? And another way is, imagine the reason I'm thinking of this is my friend right now, I'm staying at his place. He's working basically 12-hour days, which is kind of crazy, but he's gone basically all day. And then I have all day at home. I'm just staying at his place. And he's kind of, he bought some waters yesterday for us. He's kind of, I'm not paying him right now. And so I have tremendous gratitude. And gratitude is also that crown chakra. That's the highest. Um, that's kind of the emotion tied to this feminine pole, is gratitude. And so I'm in this space right now and I'm thinking, man, how can I make this place look nicer when he comes home? That it's, you know, I just got here and he cleaned before he got here yesterday. So it's not dirty, but there's just clutter around that he probably is so used to seeing that he doesn't realize it could be a lot nicer if you kind of cleared off some of the stuff that he's not using regularly and just make it a little nicer. So that's coming from gratitude that I'm surveying this. Like, what can I do to make this nicer? But also, that's a creative endeavor. How can I use my time effectively to do this in a way that we can both appreciate? Um, so I'm not doing it just for myself, I'm doing it for our collective. And so that's a really effective dynamic if it's done. Um, it's really balanced in terms of extreme masculine, extreme feminine. But what society is doing now is it's kind of convincing both men and women in school that they should go to college, get a job, and I agree we're both equally capable of doing this. Since a lot of the work that's done now is largely intellectual rather than manual labor. If the work that needed to be done was manual labor, I would say a man is more suited just physically to do this type of work. But women can work, and men can have either more feminine or masculine tendency as far as are they more yang or yin? Do they like to um, just grind, 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 or they like to really be specific with their energy usage in a way, um, addition by subtraction. Is a person more addition by addition, or is a person more addition by subtraction? This has nothing to do with whether you're man or woman. The addition by subtraction idea, subtracting a negative, you get addition. This is basically femininity described in terms of being creative, looking around you, and just plucking the things that are negative in order to get more. So society is telling everyone to kind of have this masculine role, but it's also saying you're supposed to be in a relationship. So there's all this masculine energy in terms of where our awareness is, how we're putting our energy into the world in terms of working, in terms of trying to accrue income, trying to take in energy, but there isn't a creative use of this energy um, that's leveraging it appropriately. And so I'm not suggesting things should be the way they were back when work was more manual and it made more sense for men to work and women to be creative. But um, a good dynamic of a couple perhaps is someone that's willing to kind of see the bigger picture and be creative, be behind the scenes a little bit, someone that's more their nature, and someone that's a little more do. Society is training us all to be go doers, and it's making it hard to have a good relationship because a relationship needs balance, and we're both on the lower end of the spectrum of the chakra spectrum, in the root. And so what that leads to is everyone working real hard and not much to show for it, because you're not leveraging that what you're working for, what you earn well. Um, and that kind of describes our society, at least American society, a little bit right now. Everyone's kind of tired. Everyone feels like they're working, not much to show for it. Feels like you just, paycheck to paycheck, and just you're in this grind. It is a grind because you're just burning your source, right? Your income source right away when you get it, rather than being clever with it. And so that's the general idea. Oh, need some water. Oh, it's empty. Um, and that's going to lead to a lot of people being single because basically relationships are hard. Relationships are harder because they're not balanced. Because everyone thinks they're supposed to be this doer, this income earner. No one has space in their life for creativity. We need some creativity in relationships and in society. And in order to get that, if you understand like this chakra idea, you kind of have to have foundation under you of all the other things. You have to have the other things accounted for. You have to have base needs. That's your root chakra. Um, and just it can't be up here. Creativity is kind of up here, but if you're living down there, it's just not there. So that's you can't force creativity. You have to have space for it. You have to allow for it, and it will surface.